All right. Good evening. It is 7:55 p.m. So it's 12 or 13 hours later than when I usually do a video. And that's because it's been a ridiculously long and busy day. I got up this morning again late, like I said in my regular post. It was about 7:30. I don't do well when the weather starts to drop, because I'm just cold all the time. It doesn't matter how fat or thin I am. If it's less than like 75 degrees, I'm cold. And even on some days of 75, I still might be cold. And my house is currently set to 63, so that might as well be a refrigerator as far as my body is concerned. So anyway, what did I do today? Oh, I got out of bed, obviously. I know for some people, just getting out of bed is difficult. I have coffee, though. I'm highly motivated by coffee. So I know that if I get out of bed, I can walk into the kitchen and get some coffee. Okay. I'm really happy about coffee. In fact, I wish it was 8 a.m. I'd go get me some coffee. But what did I do after that? So I had an article to get done. I got that done. In fact, I just finished it, actually. I just finished it about 10 minutes ago. So that one client is now done for this month. I'll probably turn in the invoice tomorrow. I'm too tired to mess with it tonight. So I got up, started working on this article. Had to get ready for the job interview I had about 4 o'clock. And it wasn't at 4 o'clock. It was at an odd time. I had to be there before 4 o'clock. It was a really odd time, actually. So I had to figure out what I was going to wear. And I decided to wear some old black pants that I used to wear. And I think I used to wear them, it was after 2010 is when I bought these pants, because I would have been thinner prior to 2010. Retail doesn't, despite what you see in the stores, retail doesn't lend itself to weight gain. So these were a size 13, and to be quite honest, I'm much bigger than a size 13. But I don't like anything around my stomach. So you're not going to catch me wearing my pants around my belly button. It's not going to happen. I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. It just feels like my pants are attached to some jiggling nastiness, like rotten jello. So nothing goes around my stomach. So that meant that these size 13 pants actually fit, because I put them around my hips, and I don't have a butt. So technically, according to today, I am a size 13, regardless of how large my gut is. I hope to get rid of that fairly soon. I've lost about 30 to 35 pounds in the last year. If you don't know anything about quitting smoking, quitting smoking causes a thing called that I like to call hungry, hungry stomach. Meaning that you can eat and you're still going to be hungry. You can eat a lot and you're still going to be hungry. In fact, if you plan on like being a world eating champion person, you should quit smoking before you do that, because you'll eat anything and everything. No problem. Your stomach does not have an off button. You're just going to starve. You're going to be starving regardless of what you eat. So that took a very long time to fix. And I finally did it with a high protein diet, but I have to stay on the high protein diet in order to stop the hungry, hungry stomach. So I need another job so I can afford these meats and cheeses and cottage cheese, because while I'm not buying chips and crackers and bread and this and that and the other, it's still an expensive diet. So that's part of the reason that I need the other job. So I went to that, and I found out that there are 5 other people who need the job too. Well, son of a grump. So that wasn't good news. I don't know though. I wore my lucky shirt. We'll call it my lucky shirt. It used to be my mom's. So I wore that shirt because I just didn't have anything else really. I got another shirt that fits, sort of, but it does the peekaboo fat belly, and I just didn't want to mess with it, because when you get a shirt that's just barely long enough, you keep having to pull it down, and it gets obnoxious. So I decided not to do that. I just wore one of my old workout shirts, like a thin mesh thing, and I put on this other shirt because it was short sleeved and I just didn't feel like short sleeves. Actually, it was floppy short sleeves, not like these where they're fairly close to my arm. It was big floppy short sleeves. I don't like that, so I put another long sleeve shirt under it. I think it worked out, but I'm just not the only one interviewing, which really, really sucks. I don't have good luck with this stuff. And I haven't been in the workforce for like 14, 15 years. So I've been doing my own thing for 14, 15 years. And I've never had a problem up until this year. And there were 5 people interviewing, and the job's fine. The job's pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. It's probably going to be mostly afternoons, which will be like 1 to 9 p.m. or whatever. And that's fine. And it'll probably be 10 hours a week, which would be actually impossible. Because 1 to 9 would be, my math is bad. 1 to 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 8 hours. So it's going to have to be at least 16 hours. But unless I plan to schedule me 2 5s, which I don't care about that either. They're like going to be 10 hours a week guaranteed. Fine. And it's $15 an hour. It's interesting how they did it. They listed their price range, what you're willing to pay, as between $15 and $19 an hour. And they know that's wrong. They're lying. What they've listed there is what you're going to start at and what the position tops out at. So they're going to hire people in at $15 an hour. If they hand them $1 an hour raises for the next 4 years, in 4 years they will top out. Meaning there are no more raises. They're going to pay $19 an hour until forever, until the top cap moves. That would have bothered me 20 years ago. I would not have taken a job like that 20 years ago. with a hard cap at the top. In fact, I used to turn them down all the time. So you're saying if you give me $1.50 an hour raise, I'm topped out in 3 years? No, yeah, that's what we mean. Well, yeah, take your job and, stick it where the sun don't shine. So 20 years I wouldn't have been interested in this, 20 years ago. It's a different story today because I'm not trying to be a manager. I'm not trying to be store manager. I have a pretty good thing going on with my books and my website and now this YouTube channel, which is wonderful. I'm so glad that so many people over the last few days have found my YouTube channel and they've also subscribed. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot. There's like 21 members now, but you know what? And when you're just starting out, your first 20 members is important. Your first 30 members are important. Your first 100 members are important. And then, maybe your first 500, maybe your first 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. And eventually they're like, yeah, only a few more to 1 million members or subscribers or whatever. But at the stage where my channel is and for how long it just stagnated, part of it was because I just didn't do videos and part of it was I just couldn't get any traction. So it looks like I'm starting to gain some traction. So that's nice. So anyway. So I like doing all that. I like the, the freelancing, the authoring, the YouTube channel, the website. I like doing all that. So I'm not out to climb a ladder and spend all this time going to work. I'm not into it. So 10 to 20 hours a week is perfect. And I would have taken a job at Dollar General 8 months ago, working 5 hours, 2 days a week, 10 hours a week. That's perfect. Perfect. But Dollar General pulled that job right as I was about to get hired. So this is the only other one that's available in this town right now. And I told the hiring manager the other option for me is to take an Uber into the closest city and walk 3 miles home. There are these YouTube videos about these guys complaining about walking 2 miles. He has to walk 2 miles to work. I am not feeling any sympathy here. I walk 1.5 miles to the grocery store regularly, which means I have to walk 1.5 miles back. To go to the nearest big city, it is 8 miles. It is a 3-hour walk. Anybody who's got to do that, I got some sympathy for you, because if this job that I just interviewed for doesn't pan out, and it probably won't because I have terrible luck, my next option is to Uber into that city and spend $35 a day, and I can only, and then walk 3 miles home, or 3 hours home, not 3 miles, 3 hours. So that's the other option. But anyway, so I did the interview. I finished the article, and it was pushing 8 o'clock by the time I got done. I've got one more article to do tomorrow. I will know about this job on Friday afternoon. So I'm going to hope for the best, but 5 people. That's not good odds. But that tells you about where the economy is today. Anyway, I'll leave it right there. I'm going to work on some of my, what is the title of my story? If I could remember that. I'm going to work some more on the horror of the Tazumari Greed statue. And then I'm probably going to go to bed. All right, so if you are so motivated, like and subscribe, or leave a comment, or do all 3. And I will talk to you later. Have a good night.